Good evening. I'm meteorologist Joe Murgo. Web Extra about our wet weather pattern again and what I see coming up in a little bit with Tropical Storm Bill and how I think it influences our weather. Let's go ahead and take a look at the maps. I want to show you the rainfall over the past 5 days. What's been going on is we've had this big ridge of high pressure over the southeastern United States. They've been baking in the Carolinas, Tennessee, Georgia, very little rainfall. And you can see the ring of fire circulating, the moisture circulating around that ridge, and it's brought an abundance of rainfall to Texas, which after a record wet May, they didn't need it. That moisture extends all the way into northern Illinois, parts of Indiana, Ohio, and then into western Pennsylvania. And we've shared in some of that wet weather pattern, and now I think things are going to get worse in those same areas. Let me explain why. First, we're going to talk about Bill. It has moved on shore as a tropical storm. There's the latest at 8 o'clock. A lot of people sit there and go, oh, tropical storm, that's good news. It wasn't a hurricane. One of the biggest threats from a system is inland flooding, and some of our bigger disasters came from tropical storms. Remember, this is hitting an area that doesn't need any more rainfall. So it is moving north-northwest at 8 miles per hour. The good news, it's moving some. The bad news is it is hitting Houston. The east side of the track is where all the worst rainfall is, and that puts it right in the Houston area and parts of East Texas and also eastern Oklahoma are going to get hit. The storm's going to drift northward and get close to Dallas Wednesday evening, the center of circulation. Then it's going to get caught up in that circulation around that ridge. Now, do you see the direction it's heading? It's going to go around that upper air ridge, and eventually the remnants are going to be coming our way. Now, a lot of times I'll sit there, people assume hurricanes, a lot of rainfall, and I sit there and say, you know, sometimes it's going to pass off the coastline. It actually suppresses rainfall. We don't get as much. But when they interact with fronts, that's when we get heavy rainfall. Not saying it's definitely happening now, but there's going to be a front right near us when this system comes. So we may have a hefty amount of rainfall over the upcoming weekend. Let's go ahead and take a look at more of the maps. We're going to take a look at the GFS model, and there's the remnants of Bill right there. And we have a disturbance. This is for Wednesday evening, and we have another disturbance Wednesday night passing north-south, going to bring rainfall to some of us more in south-central Pennsylvania than up in north-central Pennsylvania. And then we'll move forward in time. There's Thursday evening, and there you see Bill still drifting northward. But I want you to look, and here's a front. Now, this front is, in my great artwork here, this front's going to move through and actually help to dry us out a little bit on Friday, but then the front stalls to our south, and Bill, and there's the remnants of Bill, moves along it. And if you look closely, you're talking, this is 6-hour precipitation amounts between Saturday evening and Saturday night, and you're seeing over 2 inches of rainfall in that bullseye. Now, don't focus too much on where that bullseye is, but that's telling us this system may interact with that front, and that has me nervous that some of the areas that have had heavy rainfall will have heavy rainfall again. Here's the GFS total rainfall amount, and same areas just getting hit with more rainfall, and something we don't need in those areas, especially parts of Texas and Oklahoma. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on that. Here's the upper air flow. A ridge is being suppressed a little bit. This is Wednesday. There's Bill over Texas right there. And then as we head on into toward the end of the week on Saturday, there's the remnants of Bill, the leftover upper air remnants of Bill. East of that is where I expect some heavy rain to break along that front.